Good morning, guys. Today I have on the bench my new lab scale. Well, it's not actually really new. It's been with me now for a couple of months, but I thought I'd just do a quick little video on it. And for powder throwing, I still have my Lyman Gen 6. Basically, all I'm really going to be using that for is to actually throw the powder, because it does do that quite fast. But for accuracy or for precision weighing, I've turned to a lab scale. Yes, I finally went to a lab scale. But I actually enjoy using it. It is very precise. I mean, it's a 4 decimal place lab scale. I know it sounds quite over the top when you kind of think about it, but if you really want to have, well, I mean, what's the use in trying to get in your rounds all consistent to be the same as every other one, if your powder variances are going to be different? It's just kind of like a no-brainer, I think, at some point. I mean, inside 400-500 yards, you probably don't need to have the rounds that consistent, whether they're 2 or 3 grains, 4 grains difference in powder weight. You're still going to hit your target. But when you really want to build your rounds to be pushing out to 800-900 and then up to 2,000 yards and more, you're going to really want those rounds to be as consistent as possible. If you've got variances in your powder weights, you are going to get high and low. It's high and low drops in your speeds. That should be pretty much a given. So anyway, it's just going to be a little quick video on this Sartorius ENTRIS lab scale, and so I'm not going to talk throughout the video. I'm just going to sort of show you what I'm doing. So catch you guys in a minute. Okay, so I'm going to set the powder weight now using the N140 Vitavori. So we're going to do 38.6. Got the handy dandy powder trickler here. Okay, so the Lyman usually always throws short, so I put in 38.6, it's coming at 38.5. And you can set that to auto repeat, so once you do that, it'll then automatically throw your powder charges. So now we've got 38.498. Let that just finish a second. Okay, so that even went over on that time, so 38.7. Okay, so just with this, you can start bringing your powder. So we've got 38.5. And then you can just literally do this like one kernel at a time if you really want to. Or use the red button and it will throw faster. And then you've got 38.61 or 2. Now I'm just going to try to show you if I can take one kernel out of that measurement, okay, maybe 2 went out there. So now we're at 38.594. And I'm going to show you now what happens when you drop in just one kernel. If I can get just one kernel. I know you can't sort of see that there. I'll try and zoom in if I can. Okay, I'll see if I can try and drop one kernel. There you go, one kernel. And you can see how sensitive that is on the, let me just zoom you out there. So one kernel extra and it would just tip you over. So you can decide whether you want to be at 38.612 milligrains or thousandths of a grain, whatever that measurement is. It's so precise I need to brush up on some of the actual measurement, but anyway, so 38.61, if we do that as our tolerance, we're going to be very, very, very close. But like I said, this is within 1 grain, okay? And this one here just might fluctuate as I've got this panel open here, so any kind of drafts or anything, it will pick that up. But for our measurement purposes, 38.61 is going to be, you know, our target figure. Okay, so while that's just there, I'm going to charge a case. Okay, take a case using the 21st century primus heater. Okay. So you can tear that out if you want to speed things up. Now this was already over by a little bit, but okay, so we've got 38.29 in there. So let's hit the red button. And I'm already a little bit over there, sorry. Let's take a little bit out. And like I said, with the red button, you know, it will throw fast powder. So just a couple little light taps. We might be about a kernel over there. Okay, so we're at 38.602. case. I mean, normally I would actually charge my cases ahead of time before weighing out my powder charges. I'm just kind of showing you this on the video. In fact, I'll just do a couple. Okay, so 38.6. You can tear that out. There's 38.5 according to the Lyman, and it's actually at 38.47. So 38.59 will drop one kernel, 2 kernels there just went in. And you can just see that's like now 1.8 over on that. So that's 38.598, so that's very, very close to 36. Well, there you go, 36 there. Now if you can just sort of see those numbers, let me just zoom you in a little bit. Is that actually showing? I can't even see the numbers, sorry. Sorry guys, from this angle I can't actually sort of see the numbers myself because of the light on here. If I was to switch this off, it ends up being a little bit too dark. But I think yeah, you can actually sort of see the numbers now. But I will turn the light back on. This is just so that you can quickly see this now. So we're now at 38.6. Now it's had time to settle. 38.604. So that's within our tolerance there. Okay. Just zoom you out of there. Let's turn this light back on. Okay, so next one. Okay, so 38.5, a couple of taps, and you will get into the swing of it. Like I said, I don't find it this a problem to use. If it means that I'm making my rounds consistent or whatever, then Okay, so 38.600. That doesn't always happen because it's very difficult to get a complete rounded number on a 4 decimal place scale. Sometimes it does happen like that. Again, when you're sort of hitting on the last digit there of that 4 decimal place, it is going to be very, very low. But so long as we are within that 1 kernel range, you know, I'm not going to start splitting kernels in half or anything like that. So 38.6002, that's close enough. Like I said, otherwise you can really be you know, getting anal on it. So tear it out. Okay, so that charge there, even though on the lineman I put in 38.6, it actually came in at 38.46. So you can just kind of see how up and down the lineman is. Okay. Ooh, I got a little bit trigger happy there. I know that some of you are going to just look at this and say, "Oh my God, that is so time consuming. I just want to load rounds." Please, by all means, do whatever you feel works for you. This is not how to you should do this type of thing, or you should buy this scale. I like this scale. I like using it. I feel more confident in the fact that this does not drift as much as this, and there's a lot of other scales as well. You know, for me, if I'm anal about building my rounds, then I'm anal. I took 2 grains out there, and that puts us on 38.58. I'm going to try and drop 1 kernel if I can. There's 1 kernel. I know you can't quite see the numbers from there. That's 38.59, and I know that 1 more kernel is going to put us over that, just slightly over that 36. And that puts us at 38.610. Close enough. Okay, wait till you can either wait till it returns back to 0, or you can speed it up by tearing the scale out. Okay, now you can just sort of, I know you can't see that there, but one little kernel of powder just went on there, so take your brush and you just sweep that away. I don't really like to have powder all over the place. Okay, let's just check these. Right. Let's load up another case. I'll just do these quickly so I don't have to keep doing it. like I said, normally I would do this before I start weighing out, so I'm just doing this for video purposes really. Okay. Okay, so 38.596. I know that I'm very, very close there. 594, so let's just try and drop one. There's one kernel. I'll just give it a second. 38.608. Nicely within our tolerance. Okay, let that zero out or press tear. We've already got the powder charge waiting, 38.5 according to the Lyman. I said I wasn't going to talk on this video, yet I am talking on this video, so. But sometimes I feel like I must. Okay, 38.4, a couple of presses on the handy dandy trickler. So 38.5. And I normally calibrate the scales beforehand every time. I don't switch it off at the plug, so that the power stays constant to the actual scale, so you don't actually have to wait for the warm-up time or anything like that, because there's power already there. But I do calibrate before every session. So now we're virtually on, like I said, 38.6. We've got 38.598, so I know that I'm going to be slightly over by dropping one kernel, which I just did. And that kernel actually came up to 18 thousandths of a grain, but I just don't know what that measurement is called out right now. But anyway, that's a little bit too high. So let's just take a kernel out. It's like a chemistry lesson. So what we've got, 38.6 looks like 0, 0, so we're pretty much dead on. And that's stable. So that will do. 38.6. Zero out. So now the Lyman here says 38.6. I know you can't quite see that from all the way over there, but you take my word for it, it says 38.6. Let's see what the Sartorius says. And we've got 38.5. So you kind of like 0.5 a grain low. So we've got 38.556. So let's just see if we can count that up in grains to actually get that back up. So 1, 2, 3 grains. And we're at 38.600. Here's me saying that you can't always get 0, 0 at the end, so there might be a little bit of fluctuation there, that a bit of draft coming from when I'm speaking or whatever, but we're at 38 38.602. Very close. Well within our tolerance there. Okay, zero out. Now here we have 38.5 according to the Lyman. And in fact, this is going to be our last charge case. I'll just check that last case. Yep. Always make sure that you've got powder in your case. Take that off auto repeat. And whoop. So it said 38.5, we've got 38.47. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 8 grains takes us over to 38.634. So let's take 2 out of that. That could be 3 grains there. Let's just see where that is. And that is at, nice when it works out like that, 38.604. Spot on. Okay, so that's all our 10 charges. In fact, I'm going to take that off now. Okay guys, so that's pretty much the video really for showing my new lab scale. Hopefully it wasn't too boring. I know it kind of might seem tedious to a lot of you high power reloaders, but this is not what the channel's about, and I know that YouTube has a funny thing about mass producing ammo, which is not what I'm about anyway. This is just all about precision making. So I'm going to leave you now. I'm going to give you a little bit of a close-up shot of the actual scale and the handy dandy powder trickler, and that's basically it. So I'll catch you guys on the next one, and take care. Bye.